On behalf of residents and communities of Aberconwy, I want to start by thanking the policemen and women for all that they do each day to keep our communities safe. In April, I highlighted the astonishing work of the North Wales Police Intercept Team that was set up to clamp down on organised crime and drugs gangs throughout North Wales. The team use innovative technology to ensure they can intercept and disrupt criminals, making North Wales a hostile environment for crime groups to operate in. In the last fortnight alone, they have helped to secure a hugely significant conviction of the leader of a county lines network operating between Merseyside and North Wales and seized considerable amounts of cash and Class A drugs. I'd also like to thank the new Chief Constable, Amanda Blakeman, for her work with me in recent weeks on responding to community concerns on the opening of a hotel for asylum seekers in a rural village in the south of my constituency. So I won't miss an opportunity to thank and pay tribute to the police when they do this kind of good work. But this isn't my sole motive for highlighting this work and success today. County lines and the wider trade of controlled substances across North Wales is a cross-border issue that operates on an east to west axis. And the point has been made well by others that one of the dangers of this argument being made is that it focuses on a Wales-only, built in Wales, made for Wales, by Wales approach. And we've seen the weaknesses of this in transport, for example, where Wales is an integrated deeply east-west with England. There is no economic driver for a north-south, for example, rail link, but there is plenty of demand for east-west rail links. And this is a parallel that we see time and time again. Wales cannot consider it sits in isolation. Mr. Vick, so this point of integration is my first to make. And of course, the Right Honourable Member for Dwyfor says there is no legal system in Wales. There is. It is the UK's legal system which applies within Wales, as it is properly so, as it is part of the United Kingdom, despite the protestations of members from a sedentary position. Mr. Vickers, one of the highlights of my job, perhaps the greatest, is being back in the constituency each week, speaking with residents. But not once do I recall the issue of devolving justice being raised with me. I do not recall a single email, phone call or letter raising it as an issue. I suspect, in fact, that once we exclude conversations with fellow politicians, political activists, most members present today will recognise the prominence that this issue has with their constituents is very low indeed. That there are only a few here today is perhaps more a reflection that this is a conversation amongst academics and politicians at this time than it is of pressing concern to residents.
You're letting them off the hook.
And to this point, I would mention the question of money, because quite simply, this is an answer to a question that isn't being asked by residents. And not only that, it's an expensive answer, because it is important to mention money. And while I don't think money is the rationale in itself, because if this has value and importance, as the Right Honourable Lady rightly suggests, then it is important that we pay the money necessary. However, the point is one of value. And if these eye-watering sums of money, £100 million, the estimate of the Silk Commission, if these eye-watering sums of money are to be paid out, we must see the impact of that and the value for it. We might ask the same question why there is a fascination in Wales too with the Welsh Government with the point of paying £100 million out for adding additional Senedd members. Again, an answer to a question that isn't being asked. I would, if I had time, Mr. Chairman, I don't, I would draw attention to some of the problems that Wales has in other areas of its public service. But I would conclude by saying this, Mr. Chairman, that while the Right Honourable Member for Dwyfor highlights Wales has the highest imprisonment rate in Western Europe, the reasons for this are without doubt complex. But to suggest that devolution over justice is the solution is to prioritise managing a symptom over addressing the cause. This cannot be right, and for that reason, I resist at present these arguments for the devolution of justice to Wales. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.